Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sin.
A15 PCA.
A454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. So, in Hollywood doesn't have any new idea news, they're going to do another reboot of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film franchise.
Oh, no. Another one.
With the same team. So this is a story from comicbook.com. Paramount Pictures is developing a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboot to start production later this year. Again, under producers Michael Bay, Andrew Forum, and Brad Foolish Platinum Dunes production company. It's the same stuff.
So why even do that then? So you're doing a reboot with the same thing. Well, how's that going to work?
I know. Did you not want to pay Megan Fox? What's going on here?
I don't know what to do with that. It just blows my mind. And they go into some numbers here. Bay and Company's last produced the 2014 and the 2016 sequel, Out of the Shadows, which proved to be a disappointment with just 245 million earned worldwide. Ouch.
Yeah.
That sucks.
That's abysmal. Especially how much it costs to make it. I guarantee it costs almost that much.
And they go on talking about how they did the cartoon rebooted. Please don't let that be the framework, because Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is pretty bad. We reviewed the first episode, so and like everything leading up to it, you can check those videos out. But it's just not good.
If they do it that way, I will not watch this movie. I'm sorry, I just won't watch it.
Yeah, it would be the worst idea you could possibly do.
Because that makes the last one amazing compared to that. That's how bad that cartoon was.
But do we go back to April O'Neil as a reporter, or do they do the April O'Neil's, the sassy black girl who's sassy, and that's her power to be sassy?
That's my fear about doing the whole reboot, because if they take any cues from the later ones, that's what's going to happen. They're going to totally change everything.
There's going to be a bunch of goofballs, and that's going to bomb. That's going to completely fail.
And the thing is, the first... besides the way that the turtles looked, they looked scary. They looked like actual mutants.
Yeah.
They could have cleaned them up, because again, the first Turtles movie is a good movie.
Yeah, the first of the new one, was good.
Yeah,
it's fun.
But I mean, the old school one, the one from where they use puppets.
Oh yeah, that was
puppetry.
Good too.
That's actually I still think one of my favorite comic book movies.
The first Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah, that was so good because it's a father's son's movie.
It was so good. The locations were perfect. They used real buildings. Everything felt real.
I even like the second one was good too.
Yeah, it just went. We got sillier and sillier.
Yeah, well, remembering the second one, the toy company, they wanted to use the sword, so they didn't use any of the weapons in the second movie.
That's why there's no toys from the original movie.
No.
Yeah.
Because Playmates, who had the lights, like, we're not going to make things where they're fighting and hurting people. So stupid. Nowadays, they wouldn't give a flying crap. But that's why they started getting more sillier.
Yeah.
For marketing reasons.
I think even Jim Henson kind of had a problem with it.
Yeah, he's like, this kid would be so violent. That's why the puppets looked horrible.
Yeah.
Like the suits and everything looked even worse as the series went on because Jim Henson and company weren't really doing it anymore.
Yeah.
But that first film, to this day, holds up very, very well.
How can you not tell me that one of the best scenes is Raphael and Splinter when he comes back? What a good scene! What an iconic, very good scene. Them all meditating in the forest. And
then like the Splinter comes to them like in a spirit form.
Exactly.
I just love when, like you're saying, when Splinter's talking to Raphael, he's like, I can sense you have so much anger. I try to help you, but if you don't let me help, I cannot do this. It's like you have brothers. I'm your father. Turn to us, but instead you turn your anger inward. It's an inconquerable enemy.
Yeah, I love that. It's really good wisdom for youth to actually realize, because again, a lot of youth are angry all the time, very frustrated with themselves. Yeah, if you don't tell anyone, you just let it be inside you, it's going to kill you.
And then see, you could tell that story, that very human story with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you think, well, how can you... It makes possible.
It relatable. It makes it very relatable.
Flash forward to Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, just goofball jokes and nothing.
Splinter, the father figure, is sleeping on the couch and asks for his remote because his butt fell asleep.
And that's why I like it. Contrast those two conversations. And it was with Raphael.
Yeah, it was.
So, I don't know. If they're using that as a framework...
And did you ever think of Splinter been watching TV at all? No. He was training, he was focused, he was more of the meditating type.
He'd be reading books or writing poetry or practicing his calligraphy or something.
Exactly.
I never saw him watching TV once.
Japanese game shows.
No.
And laughing all the time. I don't know. Another reboot, it just seems ridiculous.
And then I remember reading this thing that Megan Fox won't be on it, so they're not going to use her.
Yeah.
Gosh, she's gorgeous. But
I think she's a decent actress.
She's an okay actress. She's just unbelievably hot, but it's just you got to redo everything, and that's it. Like, are they going to use that framework and they just cast some 10-year-old little girl to be
Oh, please don't.
April, or just leave April completely out of it because she wasn't that big in the original comics until after she got famous in the cartoon.
Yeah.
Then they made her more prominent.
Popular, yeah.
Maybe they do the movie, make it just like the original comics where Splinter was killed and it's a revenge mission.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
It's all black and white now.
That would be badass. That'd be so cool.
That would be cool, but I doubt they would
go
do that.
straight black and white.
It wasn't like April was just there, like you said, just a reporter, but she wasn't.
No, she was Baxter Stockman's assistant.
Oh, there you go.
She wasn't even a reporter or nothing.
The only thing I think she comes back for is when she gets with Casey Jones. I think they even have a daughter together.
Yeah, I forget exactly how the original comics go. But yeah, that original story was dark and gritty. And what if they do that aspect? There's no way. They got to sell toys and stuff.
The thing is, it's too much. Like you said, they want to make it a wide appeal to the audience.
How cool would it be too? They use all the classic red bandana.
Yeah, they all had the same.
Red, yeah.
And they all had the same attitude of they didn't care. They want to kill everything. They didn't really have those distinct.
Oh yeah, distinct rules and all that. But it's so funny if you remember that one intro where they had all the different ones together. Wouldn't it be funny if they had the newest one meet that one to the black one? Like, what are these goofballs? What is this?
It got even more goofy.
Yeah.
Like the original cartoon was pretty silly. Rising Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles just amped up the silliness.
Dude, the original Turtles from the cartoon series, you'd be like, man, these guys are rejects.
Like, can you?
And then it's so funny because even the ones from the series before were looking at them like, yeah, you guys are stupid. Like, you guys are so silly.
That was a.
It was this movie.
What was it called? Like the Dimension something. It was a cartoon movie special where through the different dimensions, all the different versions of the Turtles all met each other.
Yeah, and the newest one, because like basically it was Krang and Shredder were one person.
Yeah.
And then there was the original one. You had the original Shredder Krang. Like, oh, this guy's a little too serious. Like,
yeah, because it was that was the series that was on Nickelodeon before Rise,
which is a good series,
which is
by the way.
pretty decent.
Yeah.
The animated one and the 3D one that came after that was still pretty decent.
Yeah, and the 3D one actually had episodes with the original cartoon Ninja Turtles.
They had that funny look. But they're in 3D. That was cool.
See, that was good homage, and then they just threw that all away.
Oh, and another thing was cool about the last one, the 3D one, is that it had the original comic book one, too, as well. Because that's Universe 1.
Yeah, the very, very beginning.
Yeah, and it's funny because they're running through the world, but it's in comic book form, so they have to like follow the panel as they're going.
That's cool. See, they're little funny little.
See, that's fun.
But this has nothing to do with any of this.
No,
it just goes to show you that Ninja Turtles has legs. It has legs to do things, and it has. It's not just a stupid, silly cartoon.
We're showing how it fell off the cliff. Yeah. That's what we're showing. We're showing that great descent from where it was at to this.
So, if they're doing another live action and they're gonna make the Turtles look more normal looking. You don't have to make them kind of grotesque like they did in the other one. But you think about it, they're supposed to be mutants, but people want something that looks good.
Yeah, like the original movie.
Yeah. And so, until we see pictures and maybe script ideas and stuff, that's going to be like
But man, after the last one, they have to bring it because that was just... Ugh.
Unless it's just a cash grab because I guess, I don't know, Rise is popular, I guess, but I have no idea. Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching and be sure to like, sub, and share. Also, for the most up-to-date information about the podcast, follow us on Twitter at C15 Podcast.